Management Development, a Fellow of Computer Society of India, Honorary President of Governing Body of Divine Group of Institution. Academically, Professor Singh is a school topper. Academically, he's been topper throughout his career, and he has also won Best Teacher Award for 2 consecutive years, 9 Best Research Paper Awards, 45 national awards, 12 international awards, including several gold medals and silver medals. He was conferred by Indian Commerce Association Best Business Academic of the Year, and he has been into teaching for 35 years, more than that, and with 300 plus papers, including monographs, research papers, articles, case studies, editorials, abstract, and book review. And under his supervision and leadership, 37 scholars have been awarded for PhD and 17 were awarded MPhil. And he has traveled to 23 countries and addressed in more than 200 conferences. We are so grateful to have him here. And thank you very much, sir, for attending this session. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anita Mendiratta ji. Thank you very much to the organizers for inviting me here today. Aditya Agrawal ji initiated this today. So thank you everyone for making me part of this event. Spirituality is something which is very dear to me. It's like my daily practice, my daily sadhana. As we say, I wake up early in the morning every day, and this is one thing without which I don't leave my house. So I'm a practitioner of spirituality, and this group is MSR. So I congratulate you for creating this kind of an interest group where people can come and discuss these aspects. So let us start. The agenda for this session is the context in which we should consider this, the meditation. Ms. Anita was very particular that I should start with meditation, and then what is consciousness, what is yoga and 8 limbs of yoga. Generally, we consider 21st of June as the International Day of Yoga, that this is to be done on that day, but it is like practice, daily practice, the way of life. So I will devote some time on that. Then spiritually smart teachers and students. SMART is general acronym, and I have prefixed in that you should test your goals spiritually also, whether they are aligned with you or not, whether it is your divine calling or not. Leading change, mentoring, transformative teaching, 4 things transformational teachers should do, and the 5 questions which I generally ask every student in my class. And the spirituality in general, what does that mean? As per UNESCO report of 1996, every teacher must keep this in mind, that these are the 4 pillars of learning, as has been mentioned by the UNESCO report. One is the learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. So learning to be is something which is the ultimate end for any teaching learning process, that one is able to accomplish those goals or become competent to deal with situations, can take independent judgment, has a sense of personal responsibility, and able to unleash the potential that one has. And then these are the things which are required in the classroom. As we say, the instrumental basic learning skills are there or not, foundation skills are there, and like that. And if people are not able to apply that, there is no point just having knowledge. So learning to do is the application part of what knowledge you have acquired. So learning for work and life both would make it more holistic in nature. If you only learn for what to do in the work, and you don't know how to manage your other part of the life apart from work, then you will be one-sided. It will not be holistic development again. And competencies to deal with unforeseeable situations, alternating study and work, etc. So lifelong learning concept is there. In Sanskrit, we say sa vidyaya vimuktaye, which means knowledge is that which liberates. So the purpose of education should not be left behind. That any knowledge, it should ultimately liberate the human being. And there is a concept in landmark education. They say domains of knowledge is, no, I know that I know, like I know management, commerce, and like that. I know that I don't know is like I'm not a doctor, I'm not an engineer, like that. I don't know that I don't know is a domain which is the domain which is having more than 95% of the knowledge embedded in that. And generally, we don't explore that. We are generally lost into what we know that I know that I know domain. So today we will go in a journey while doing meditation in the domain which is I don't know that I don't know. So let's start with the meditation for a while, as requested by Miss Anita that I should start with meditation. So I'm stop sharing this now. So it's better to close our eyes and sit straight as much as possible. The spine should be erect. And take a deep breath in with eyes closed, a smile on your face, and let go. Take another deep breath in and let go. Feel you are in front of an ocean with the eyes closed and the smile on your face. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out all the negativities, problems, pains, trauma in your life, and let the ocean absorb it like a magnet. Keep on taking some deep breaths in and out and exhaling. As you exhale all the negativities, all the pains, all the problems, all the traumas in your life. And feel that the ocean is absorbing all of that like a magnet, for never to come back to you. So all negativities are moving out from the body and ocean is absorbing it like a magnet. समुद्र जैसे चुंबक की तरह खींच रहा है आपके शरीर से निकलती हुई सारी नकारात्मक चीजों को. अपने सारे दुख दर्द सब निकाल दीजिए, खाली हो जाए. Liberate yourself from all the negativities of life. Without opening the eyes, in your mind, make a list of all those people whom you have hurt in the past and seek forgiveness from each one of them as if this is your last time to do that. Keep on taking deep breaths in and out and keep on seeking forgiveness from each one of them one by one. Feel the relationship is healed and reconciled after every forgiveness. Don't leave anyone. Include even those people who are not alive and seek forgiveness from the core of your heart as if this is your last time to do that. Feel the relationship is healed and reconciled after every forgiveness. Complete the list, don't leave anyone, whether dead or alive. जैसे कि जीवन का आखिरी मौका उन सबसे माफी मांगने का जिनको आपने कभी भी कोई कष्ट दिया हो. उन सबसे एक एक करके माफी मांग लें, चाहे वो जीवित हो या नहीं. Feel the lightness after every forgiveness in the body. Once this list is complete, make a list of all those people who have hurt you in the past or are still hurting you. Give them a piece of advice that they should not repeat this behavior in the future. And forgive them from the core of your heart as if this is your last time to do that. Clear the account. No encumbrances of the past. ऐसे व्यक्तियों की सूची बनाएं जिन्होंने कभी भी आपको कोई कष्ट पहुंचाया हो या पहुंचा रहे हो। उनको ये समझाएं कि वो आगे से ऐसा ना करें और एक एक करके उन सबको माफ कर दें, जैसा कि आपका आखिरी मौका उन सबको माफ करने का। सभी बंधनों से मुक्त हो जाएं। Liberate yourself from all the encumbrances of the past. Include even those people who are not alive. Forgive them from the core of your heart as if this is your last time to do that. उन व्यक्तियों को भी शामिल कर लें जो जीवित नहीं है और उन सबको भी माफ करते चले जाएं। खाली हो जाएं, बंधन मुक्त हो जाएं। Remove all the baggages of the past. Liberate yourself. Forgive from the core of your heart as if this is your last time to do that. Without opening your eyes, bring your attention to the right foot. Take a deep breath in and let go. Right knee, bring your attention to the right knee. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the right thigh. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the right hip. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the entire right leg. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the left foot. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the left knee. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the left thigh. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the left hip. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the entire left leg. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to both the legs. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the base of the spine, the Muladhara chakra, the root. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the Swadhisthana chakra, sex chakra, 3-4 fingers below the navel. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the navel region, Manipur chakra. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the heart chakra, Anahat chakra. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the throat region, Vishuddhi chakra. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the abdominal area. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the stomach region. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the chest region. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the heart on the left hand side of the chest. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the chest region. Take a deep breath in, lungs, and let go. Bring your attention to the liver. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the kidneys, left and right. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the small intestine. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the large intestine. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to pancreas. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the spleen. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the lymphatic system. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the spinal cord. Sushumna, Ida, Pingla. Take a deep breath in. Central channel, left channel, right channel. And let go. Bring your attention to the right hand. Take a deep breath in and let go. Right shoulder. Take a deep breath in and let go. Right armpit. Take a deep breath in and let go. Entire right hand, shoulder, and the armpit. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring attention to the left hand. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring attention to the left shoulder. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring attention to the left armpit. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring attention to the left hand, shoulder, and the armpit together. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring attention to both the hands, both the shoulders, both the armpits. Take a deep breath in and let go. Bring your attention to the beautiful face that the God has gifted to you. Take a deep breath in and let go. Both the ears. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Both the cheeks. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Lips. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Teeth. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Gums. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Tongue. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Palate. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Nostrils. Both the nostrils. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Eyes. Both the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Eyebrows. Take a deep breath in. Let go. In between the eyebrows, Ajna chakra, Agya chakra. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Forehead region. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Crown chakra, Sahasrara chakra on the top of the head. Take a deep breath in. Let go. All the chakras of the body. Take a deep breath in. Let go. Open, expand, enlarge, activate all the chakras of the body. Take a deep breath in and let go. Let the divine white light flow from top of the head, going to the bottom of the legs, cleansing and healing each and every part of the body, organ of the body, element of the body, filter of the body, system of the body, glands of the body. Everything that exists in the physical form or subtle form is getting cleansed and healed. Divine white light is flowing and doing the cleansing and healing. Your body is relaxed. Absorb and assimilate, purify and revitalize, transform and heal. So it is, so it is, so it is, now it is done, now it is done, now it is done. Stop the flow of divine white light. Thank all the divine beings who guided you, mentored you, coached you for doing this guided meditation today. As and when you feel complete, you may open your eyes. No hurries, take your time.
This is amazing. I think all body parts are rejuvenated and ready to build up new relationships. Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's the purpose of this, that every part, organ, element, filter system of the body gets rejuvenated, because wherever you take your attention to, it cleanses and heals that part of the body or organ of the body. So that's the power that your attention has. Wherever your thought goes, energy follows thought. That's the principle. Energy follows thought. So you can do your cleansing and healing on a daily basis actually.
Yeah. Wonderful.
सुबह कर सकते हैं, every day in the morning you can do before breakfast, or in the evening you can do before dinner. Any question you have related to this meditation? So the first part was inner renewal meditation of Master Delpe, who is a person who is an engineer by profession, but even black belt in martial arts, and then got teachings from Himalayan masters to get to onto this path of spirituality. So he has a lot of books and CDs on this. And the second part was taken from the Art of Living. When we do Sudarshan Kriya, after that we bring attention to different parts of the body. So it's about complete healing of your own self. And then I would like to talk a little bit about David Hawkins' work about consciousness. He has a book called Power versus Force, which is based on the PhD that he did in US. And he has calibrated every human being. I mean, in PhD, he had a sample, but every human being can calibrate himself or herself on this scale of consciousness. Out of zone is someone who is stuck in the negative emotion, and inertia or hyperactivity, any of the two can happen. If you are below 100 or 100, then you are in the state of inertia, you are in the state of shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. And if you are above that, then you have desire, anger, pride, and then you are in hyperactivity. If you cross the barrier of 200, then you are in the level 1 zone, which is happy and productive. And courage is required actually to break the barrier of the negativity domain. And then you move up in the ladder of the consciousness from courage to trust, optimism, forgiveness. Then at 399, again, there is a barrier. And if you cross that, you come to the L2 state, which is peak performance without stress. You happily give your best performance, which is considered they see it as a surprise that how you are able to do that without stress. So understanding is there. Then 499 is another barrier. You cross that and you come to L3 domain, which is synchronicity and extraordinary outcomes. And here it is love, gratitude, joy. So you are coming closer to your own self. And 599, another barrier for peace. You go and connect to your own self, which is peace. And then 700 to 1000 is a scale which is considered to be a state of enlightened people, like Krishna, like Lord Buddha, like Jesus Christ, like Prophet Muhammad, and all that. Bhagwan Mahavir, like that. So that is like pure consciousness. That is something which you see life view is, and it is ineffable for you. And below that, there are a lot of other things. Today time is less. If you want any question on any one of these, we can come back. So force is below 200 and you become powerful when you cross the barrier of 199 and you come in the domain of 200 or more. And then there is an existence of aura around head or the body, which has been scientifically proven by various imaging technologies now, which is called as Kerlian photography. So there are pictures which are available. I'm not going into the details of that right now. Our physical body, we all know it's like a hardware of a computer or a mobile phone. And then battery is like our etheric body. Battery of a mobile phone is like our etheric body, which is like pranic body also. And then we have like softwares in the mobile phone. We have astral body and the mental body. And then we have the spiritual connection, which is on the top of the head, which is like Sahasrara chakra, which connects. In the earlier mobile phones, you must have seen an antenna. So that is simply, you can say, with the mobile phone. I talked about chakras also. So there are 7 major chakras, then there are 12 chakras, 9 chakras, 12 chakras, 109 chakras, 114 chakras. So these are called energy centers, basically. The invisible energy centers of the human energy system or the personality. How they are important, if you focus on navel, like you focused on navel chakra or the Manipur chakra, it is connected with the instinctive intelligence. And the elements, if you see, that is fire element, which is connected with the navel region. The base of the spine is connected with the earth element, and the Swadhisthana chakra is connected with the water element. And then third is the navel, which is the fire element. And the fourth is the Anahat chakra, which is connected with the air element, which is for emotional intelligence. Lower emotion is like solar plexus chakra, and the higher emotion is like heart chakra, which is center of the chest. So both the emotions are governed by this. And then throat chakra is the Vishuddhi chakra, where it is connected with the left part of the brain, the concrete mental intelligence. It is the space element, which is important here. So these chakras are also connected with the elements of the body. Even our fingers are connected with the elements of the body. This is like fire, air, space, earth, water. Mid-brow, if you want to activate the right part of the brain, or abstract mental intelligence is required to create something new, then you need to activate the right part of the brain. So you focus on the Ajna chakra or the Agya chakra and breathe, sit 10 times on that. So depending on what kind of work you want to do or you want your students to do, you can tell them that you first focus for a few minutes on your left or right, making sure that they activate that, and then they attempt to that. Top of the head is the spiritual or the psychic, intuitive, and wisdom, the Sahasrara chakra. I talked about that. I would also like to share with you the 8 limbs of yoga. So these are like yamas, niyamas, asanas, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So yamas are like social ethics. That's why I said yoga, we do it on 21st of June and celebrate International Day of Yoga. But these are like way of living life. So it is not only some asanas, that when we say yoga doesn't mean only asanas. So yamas are ahimsa, which is non-violence; satya, which is truthfulness; asteya means non-stealing; brahmacharya means abstinence. It doesn't mean you don't marry. Aprigraha means non-accumulation. It doesn't mean you will not have what you need for your life, but it means don't have something which is for the greed of your life. So it makes a distinction between the need and the greed. So these are 5 yamas. Then there are niyamas, like shauch means internal and external cleanliness. Santosh means being happy and content all the time, every moment of your life. Tapas means penance. Swadhyaya means self-study. Ishwar Pranidhan means surrender to the higher power. So these are yamas and niyamas, which keeps you in peace and tranquility all the time. If you don't follow yamas and niyamas and only do asanas, probably you will not get the benefit which you are entitled to. So first two yamas and niyamas are very, very important to be on the spiritual path. And all the students must be guided towards these aspects of life. Otherwise, if you only talk about the content which we are supposed to teach in a particular subject and don't transform their personality towards this way of life, and then probably the purpose of education, of liberating everyone, Savidyaya Vimukte, what we said earlier, education is one, or knowledge is one which liberates you, will not happen. Third is asana, which generally people understand is a posture that one can hold for a period of time, staying relaxed, steady, comfortable, and motionless. Stiram Sukham Asanam, we say the meditation posture should be steady and comfortable. You should feel relaxed in doing that. So it should not be a burden on you. It should give you some happy feelings while doing that. So Yoga Sutra 46 talks about that. Stiram Sukham Asanam. Pranayam is the control. There's a fourth one is the control of the breath formed with the Sanskrit word prana or pran, breath, and ayam means the different aspects of it to give you some restraint on that. After a desired posture has been achieved, Patanjali recommend pranayam, the practice of consciously regulating the breath, inhalation, the full pause, exhalation, and the empty pause. If you have any question, please ask in between, because asanas take largely the care of the physical body, whereas the breath is something which takes care of the second level of your body. What we say, pranamaya kosh, annamaya kosh, pranamaya kosh. Pratyahara is drawing with one's awareness. It is a process of retracting the sensory experience from external objects. It is a step of self extraction and abstraction. Pratyahara is not consciously closing one's eyes to the sensory world. It is consciously closing one's mind processes to the sensory world. Pratyahara empowers one to stop being controlled by the external world. So eyes may be open, still you can be in meditation. Dharana means concentration, introspective focus, and one-pointedness of mind. Dharana, as the sixth limb of yoga, is holding one's mind onto a particular inner state, subject to or topic of one's mind. The mind is fixed on a mantra or one's breath, navel, tip of tongue, any place, or an object one wants to observe, or a concept or idea in one's mind. And then is the dhyan, is contemplating, reflecting on whatever dharana has focused on. If in the sixth limb of yoga, one focused on a personal deity, dhyan is its contemplation. If the concentration was on one object, dhyan is non-judgmental, non-presumptuous observation of that object. If the focus was on concept or idea, dhyan is contemplating that concept or idea in all its aspects. Forms and consequences, dhyan is uninterrupted train of thought, current of cognition, flow of awareness. And the last is the samadhi, which means the oneness with the subject of meditation. There is no distinction during the eighth limb of yoga between the actor of meditation, the act of meditation, and the subject of meditation. Samadhi is that spiritual state when one's mind is so absorbed in whatever it is contemplating on that the mind loses the sense of its own identity. The thinker, the thought process, and the thought fused with the subject of thought. There is only oneness. Samadhi is the highest state of meditation, you can say. So it is not about listening to it, that you have given a lecture about these things, and the student writes in the examination hall about what are the eight limbs of yoga or something like that. It's about contemplating, it's about committing to practice. So Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan, all three are important if we really want the fruits of this. So the way of life for transformation has to be in every student whom we are teaching. And then their goals should be smart and which should be spiritually tested. So the first S is for spiritual, and the second is very common. If you put on Google, you will find SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound. Then there are variations of A, like action orientation, and others also, and similarly variation of R in terms of result orientation. So every student must have vision and mission of life, the purpose of life, and the goals for life, which should be measurable so that it becomes objectively verifiable for them and for you also. So this itself is actually a transformation process, since the word is leading change. To change is to make a material difference so that something is distinctly different from what it was, to change one's opinion. Leading change through transformative mentoring, teaching, and social impact is meant to harness disruptions and create new benchmarks in the process of education. Four things transformational teachers do, like transformational teachers demonstrate cognitive understanding of how students learn, emotional preparation to relate to many students whose varied needs are not always evident, content knowledge from which to draw different ways to present a concept, and finally the ability to make teaching decisions quickly and act on them. If you have any question, please ask. So these are the four aspects of his transformational teachers creates constructivist experiences, which are very, very important. We did a survey and we wrote a paper on this, that how different people have different learning styles. And we found that learning by doing people like the most. So they must have experiences of doing things. Second is that transformational instructors teach like scientists, artists, and essayists. Transformational teachers model symphonic thinking. Transformational teachers facilitate productive struggle. I would like to replace the word struggle by efficient and effective. So you will find that later. So transformational teachers create constructive missed experience is the first part of it. That is, instructors tend to use one of two instructional orientations. That is, transmission is where the teacher's role is to prepare and transmit information to learners, and that learner's role is to receive, store, and act upon this information. So Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan, if you see, receiving is like Shravan, and the storing is like Manan, store, and contemplation both should happen, and then acting upon that, that becomes the Nididhyasan part of it, the practice part of it. Transformational aspect of this is where students' active engagement in developing knowledge and skills, critical thinking, higher order skills, and communication are facilitated by the instructor. We will come to the Bloom's taxonomy aspect of it in the teaching learning process. It is difficult to accomplish transformational teaching without understanding and implementing constructivist pedagogy, facilitating hands-on experiences where students construct meaning through active learning. And instead of pedagogy, we can actually consider them as adults in higher education and use the term andragogy for that. So checklist for transformational teaching, have students ask questions and solve real world problems. So it's always better to allow students, to encourage students to be active participants in the development process, and that can happen when they are inquisitive by asking questions. Questions should require students to analyze, synthesize, create, empathize, interpret, reference background knowledge, defend alternative perspectives, and determine what they know and don't know. Organize students into learning groups, make learning segments manageable through modeling and mastery, guide, facilitate, challenge, and support. Constructivist teachers focus on enriching students' perspective on the content by facilitating rich experiences. I shared our own study on that. This is one experience which is cited here. So there are so many such experiences. Transformational teachers know that artful teaching without science lacks efficacy, and scientific teaching without aesthetics lacks vision. The art comes from the teacher's personality, experience, and talents. The science comes from knowledge of child development and the structure of the curriculum. The best teachers are artists who know the science of teaching. To be effective in advancing human potential, teachers need to manifest symphonic thinking, which includes understand the logical connections between ideas, identify, construct, and evaluate arguments, detect inconsistencies and common mistakes in the reasoning, which people generally do, combine different ideas to form a new concept, which leads to innovation, actually, in identify the relevance and importance of ideas, reflect on the justification of one's own beliefs and values. So inspiring learners to be highly efficient and effective using artistic and scientific instruction, modeling symphonic thinking, and encouraging students to lean into constructivist problem solving can lead to the holy grail of transformational teaching. What I was talking to about Bloom's taxonomy, remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. The curriculum should be designed in a manner that these action verbs like design, assemble, construct, conjecture, develop, formulate, author, investigate, for create is there in the learning outcomes which we expect from the students once they complete the course or a particular unit or a module. And then there should be some practical exercises which they can do it on their own, so that they actually design something or assemble something or formulate something. So all these are very important aspects which we must embed in our curriculum. Today is not much time, otherwise I conduct workshops on Bloom's taxonomy to ensure that they are properly implemented. Right now, India is going through a phase of implementation of National Education Policy 2020. In the University of Delhi also, we are doing that exercise. And today, even now, a meeting is going on where I have to go after this session. That is a standing committee. On 3rd of August, we have the academic council meeting where the curriculum will be passed for the 4-year course, where our 4-year program, undergraduate, all the programs of University of Delhi will be 4 years undergraduate programs, where there will be multiple entry and multiple exit options, where we are ensuring that after every year, if one leaves, he gets a certificate, but he should be employable also, which can happen only when the higher levels of learning like analyze, evaluate, and create are embedded in their mind, and they are able to do that on their own. And coming back to the own self, there are 5 questions which I generally prefer to ask the students, every student actually whom I teach. One is, who am I? Second is, am I mean, it's the same first question itself. It is asking about am I the body, or I have a body? So once the people start answering this question, it's only 3 words, who am I? But it takes a lot of time to answer this question. And most of the time when they give the answers, it's the answer of a different question. It's not the answer of the question, who am I? So it's a big workshop kind of a thing. Half a day can go into this or more on just dealing with this 5 questions. Second question is, why am I here? Third question is, where I want to be, how I want to be there, and how I want to be remembered in this world. There is a very good video from the biggest to the smallest, which is very useful for giving the context to the people that how much important or unimportant they are in the entire scheme of things of this entire cosmic world. There is a question for each one of you. You can answer in the chat box. Are we human beings wanting to have spiritual experience? I stopped for a while here. Are we all human beings wanting to have a spiritual experience, was the question. If you want to write in the chat, you can write in the chat. Are we all human beings wanting to have a human experience?
Can you repeat those 5 questions?
Who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? Where I want to be? How I want to be there? Who am I? Why am I here? Where I want to be? How I want to be there? And how I want to be remembered in this world. How I want to be remembered in this world. So these are the questions which allow a student to do a lot of contemplation on himself, and it takes sometimes many hours for the candidate to actually answer these questions. Right now, I ask a question to each one of you. Am I a body, a human being wanting to have a spiritual experience is true or not? Then I'll ask the second question. Am I a body wanting to have a spiritual experience? We are all spiritual beings wanting to have meaningful and purposeful experiences. Very good. An M. Who is an M? Nandini. Very good, Nandini. You have answered my second question actually. That that are we spiritual beings wanting to have human experience? So that was the second question. So you have already answered that. So great, I'm in the right group. That means. So any questions up till now? Do you want to ask any question? We are almost at the end of it. If there is any question, you can please write in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, any questions are invited. We are setting the stage open for interactions and questions. Please feel free to ask, or you may raise your hands, whatever you're comfortable.
And in the meantime, we did study. It's a PhD work actually by Dr. Shikha Makkad, where we captured the antecedents of spiritual leadership and the consequences of spiritual leadership. So on the left hand side, vision, Vasudev Kutumbakam, which is like one world, one family, awareness, connectedness, meaningfulness, selfless action, spirituality beyond religion. And on the right hand side are the consequences of the spiritual leadership in terms of individual level, group level, and organizational levels. And this is the scale which you can fill up if you want. It's a very small questionnaire to find out where do you stand. And this is now open for question and answer. You can paste the link for that form. Yeah, you have pasted, I think. Yeah, so it's open for discussion. We have about 10 minutes to go. You wanted 10 minutes for question and answer session, Anita ji?
Yeah. Yeah, you have covered a broad range of topics, including Aura, Yoga Sutras, and human energy, consciousness. And I moved by a slide on consciousness. So is there a way that we can determine our consciousness level, and if we can determine how to improve it? So
yeah, so there are two parts of the question. One is how, and how to determine, and then second is how to improve.
Yeah.
So the first is there are many ways of doing that. David Hawkins, what I prescribed, in that PPT, it was mentioned the scale of consciousness as mentioned by David Hawkins. He has used applied kinesiology, which is like muscle testing technique for measuring the level of consciousness. That is one way of doing that. There are other ways of also doing that. So I do that quite often for people also. So you yourself can measure the level of consciousness by using applied kinesiology with the help of someone or alone also. There are techniques for doing that. And then how to go to the next level from below 200 to above 200, or from 399 to above 399, or more than that, how to be on this path. So you must have noticed some words, some keywords there, that every word has power. There was, I mean, the video, the time was less, so we removed that video of the book where Dr. Masaru Emoto in Japan has done research work about water, that whatever you speak, that water is able to retain as memory, and the molecular level changes happen in water. So they have taken pictures of water after you have spoken some good words or bad words. And for good words, it's like crystals, it's like jewelry. The pictures are shown like that. And for the bad words, it's like mess that gets created in that. So every word, and even one more study, which is good to cite here for you, is of Dr. Darren Wiseman, who has done blood cell analysis. And the name of the book is The Power of Infinite Love and Gratitude. So he has blood cell analysis of different kind of patients, and after the intervention of love and gratitude, he has taken the pictures of the blood cells again after the intervention, and you can see the comparison between before and after. And that is, blood is also like water. So the intervention of love and gratitude, how it changes at the molecular level and at the cell level. So these are two different studies which I would like to say here, as a proof that whatever we speak, like what we were doing in meditation, we were doing, taking attention to different parts of the body, organs of the body, and like that. So once we are saying that, or once we are breathing there, it is actually happening. Like computer processes every information, every click that you make to the computer, it processes that. So our body is like a supercomputer. It processes every word of ours. So if we stop using the negative words, if we stop processing in our mind the negativities, we automatically come out from the domain of below 200. We come out and we are in the domain of 200 or more. So the first step is stop using your mind for churning negative thoughts, negative emotions, any negative word. Then food is another aspect. If you have sattvic food, we have, tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic. So the journey for humanity is from moving from tamasic food to rajasic food to sattvic food. And then we become gunatit. We say gunatit, गुणों से ऊपर हो जाना जो है. So इनको गुण भी कहा गया है, तामसिक, राजसिक, and sattvic. So then you rise above all this. So you go in the level of 700 to 1000. So this is the journey. So one is the food intake, one is the drinking water and other things that you take, and then the thoughts, the words that you speak, and every moment what do you process, it depends on that. We say in computer, garbage in, garbage out. So if this is a supercomputer, if you put in garbage, garbage will be out only. So if you want higher level of consciousness, if you want to elevate the level of consciousness, you have to see what you're putting in, whether in terms of food or drinking something or thoughts or action of yours. So everything actually contributes towards who you are. I hope I have answered your question. A little longer though.
Yeah, no, I have understood the thing. And I also remember the instrument which you used to carry 10 years back, and you used to measure my consciousness level. That time it was about 200 that time. So can I assume that it has increased?
Yeah, this is called
Yeah.
La Quarantina. This is called La Quarantina. This is ACMOS La Quarantina, which is developed in Paris in France. So if you can see this, if you put it on Google, if you can read this, Paris in France. So this is an instrument which can check the level of consciousness of people, or there are so many things I do. So yes, I can check for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Your level of consciousness has definitely improved from what it was before. I can certify you for that.
Okay, nice, very nice. Amazing. Just a great and deep introspection exercise we had just now. Any questions from the audience?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment. The meditation part was very, very good. I really appreciate, especially as you walked us through in Hindi, it just really resonated with me. It spoke to me personally. So that was very good. Because it's been years since I've heard that. But for me as a professor and an instructor, I teach in the US, so it's a different cultural environment, and the children, the students are, they come from many walks of life. With COVID especially, a lot of everything is online, so that personal contact that I rely on to reach to my students and teach in a transformative way has been disrupted because I don't have that personal contact. But I do try to have Zoom sessions with them. I open it up anytime they have any anxiety or worry or concern, to just reach out. So that seems to help tremendously. And I think as I look at the topic of transformative teaching, I wonder if there's any one particular advice you would give to all professors in terms of how do you reach the young minds that are so full with social media and all this other stuff, there's so much garbage, and as you talked about garbage in, garbage out, how do you get them to calm their minds down and, you know, allow useful knowledge to take its place?
There are various courses which happen, and my elder son, who is an IIM graduate, IIM Lucknow pass out, and we expose both. We have two sons, and both of them we expose to the art of living courses, which is like Sudarshan Kriya and all other aspects. So that became part of their life from young age itself. So it's about where you are, you know, moving ahead. The direction needs to be set in advance when a student is in a school itself. So it's important to align them to a higher purpose of life. Once you are aligned to a higher purpose of life, then everything becomes small actually after that. So those who are distracted, not focused and all that, is the only thing which I understand is that their higher purpose of life is not yet known to them or clear to them, or they have not worked on that. So if we bring them back to who they are and how they should lead their life, they have to discover themselves. Actually, you can't do that, but you can create an ecosystem and an environment in which they can actually unleash the potential that they have.
And they begin to understand their purpose and mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have figured, one thing that has worked is compassionate way of working with them. Compassion always works because it calms them down, and then they're beginning to focus on the assignment or the discussion that is pertaining to the topic. And the other thing that works is gratitude. I've been teaching my students to really focus on bringing to the class something that they're grateful, gratitude about, because the thankfulness seems to help them release the desire to want and need and get caught up on me kind of behavior.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Actually, every class we must have 2-4 minutes, 5 minutes on discussing about these aspects of life, and that gets embedded slowly. The seed you germinate there, you know, and then it happens. Aditya has raised the hand, or he has thumbs up. He has given thumbs up. Okay.
Thank you, Anita, for moderating this.
So
Thanks,
we have already exceeded time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great enlightening presentation, and we are so grateful to you, Professor A.K. Singh sir, for this presentation. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Anita ji. Namaste.
Thank you so
Namaste
much.
to everyone. Thank you.
Thank
So let
you.
us meet
Bye.
here again. Let us meet here again after 10 minutes with Professor Puneet with his session. So let's meet after 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.